A very good morning to all of you. I can see all the growth enthusiasts out there on time, hungry to learn, curious to know, and that's exactly the attitude we need for today and tomorrow. Trust me, there's so much you're going to take back at the end of these 2 days. It's like a growth masterclass in action. So stay there, make the most of it, take away all the secrets you can, to really power marketing for growth. So on that note, a very good morning to all of you. And as always, I did want to make sure that we set the tone to be able to add a lot of value to the way we've thought through this narrative and why this narrative stands the way it stands. So as you all know, my topic for today is growth the Lego way, right? So before I talk more about this topic, tell me how many of you have played with Lego bricks ever? A raise of hands. Played with Lego bricks? Not bad, I love that. Okay, so any specific learnings, like when you played with Lego bricks, what did it do to you? What kind of skills it imparted to you? Anyone wants to give it a shot? What skills did it take away? There were so many raise of hands. Was it useful? Does anyone want to take a crack at it? Oh my God.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Mike, please.
Can we give the mic to the gentleman? Okay, I can just hear you. Tell me. Okay.
In my childhood, and I understood a very basic fundament. Thank you.
Yes.
That any problem or anything that you want to achieve can be broken into different parts, and those building blocks can be achieved, which actually makes the process very much, I would say, impactful. And you can definitely create how you want to create anything in different milestones.
Very
so
well
definitely
put.
that achievement.
Very well put.
in
I love the
different
answer. Thank you
things.
so much. Anyone
Right.
else would like to give it a crack? Please. Suit yourself.
Building blocks, by using the same building blocks, you can actually achieve multiple outcomes.
Okay.
That's my say.
Great. So, one more? Okay. Go for it.
So putting up the right building blocks at the right set, because every Lego will not match at the right position, right? So you need to put up certain building blocks in a way that you are able to build it. So that is the key.
Superb. I so love these answers, and that's so true, what each of you said. Thank you for sharing, and that makes my job easier. So, all of those things that you spoke about learning is actually what you can apply to marketing, okay? And we're going to talk about how, right? So basically, for all those who haven't given it a crack, let's understand what is Lego, right? It's a game with no rules. It's just a pile of bricks, and your imagination at play. You can build whatever you want, whether it's alone or together. So, growth the Lego way would mean it's building your brand like a Lego set, okay? You start strong with foundational pieces, right? And then you scale by snapping on modular, adaptable pieces, right? And it's one brick at a time, and each brick you add adds value, fits seamlessly, and allows ample room for reassembly, right? You can just reassemble it as many times as you'd like and yet retain the structure, right? Isn't that beautiful, right? That's the level of agility it offers. And the way we play Lego is the way we can power marketing, right? Each growth block, okay, is going to elevate for us digital maturity, business performance, and set the base for future growth. And over a period of time, you will keep compounding growth with one brick at a time, and each brick is another masterpiece which is going to add to your foundation, right? So with that, I've hopefully been able to get you on my side to understand why are we talking about growth the Lego way, right? And to think more like a Lego builder, right? That's what you're going to do, not only when I talk to you, but through the 2 days, okay? So let's dive deeper and learn more about what is the Lego style and what are the key principles that we can apply from the Lego game, right? So I've for better understanding, I have put it into 6 C's for driving Lego style growth, right? So we look at each of the 6 C's and we look at what they mean, right? So those C's are creativity, collaboration, combinatorial play, compatibility, change management, and compounding. So those are the 6 C's we're going to talk about for a bit, okay? So a lot of you answered some very interesting stuff around what you learned with Lego. So those are actually principles at play here as well. So we're talking about the first C, creativity. It's like we said, it's a pile of brick with your imagination. So it's your creativity and what you do with it, right? The second C is about collaboration and co-creation, which is about encouraging strong team play, okay? And it's most powerful as a shared game. To club that, co-creation is a further potent way to make sure that we invite everyone into the process and we build together, right? We need to invite everyone in the process, and which is why MMA always represents the ecosystem, because we believe everyone has a role to play to drive marketing adoption at scale. Having said that, let's move to third C, which one of you answered in a very interesting way, and which I call combinatorial play. A little bit of a tongue twister, but it's combinatorial play. What does that mean? It actually means accelerating growth with diverse pieces and connecting them together, right? It's a mix and match, it's combination, and it's how we mix it up, whether it is our ideas, whether it's technology, whether it is our strategy, and then the outcome we make out of it. The fourth C, okay, which is compatibility, right? Again, a very important factor. So, of course, you're going to put the wrong brick in the wrong way, in the wrong place. It's not going to work. So it's how you fit one brick with the other and how you put a new brick on the old, right? So that's important, and that's the whole compatibility angle. Let's move to the fifth one, and you have to hear this. The fifth one is extremely important and one of my favorites, okay? So that's change management, right? So that's actually at the heart of everything we do. Lego is a classic analogy on how you do change management and how we keep breaking down, how we keep rebuilding it, right? And I'm going to introduce a term here, okay? I don't know if you've heard it before, right? But it's called the dead horse theory. Anyone heard this term before? The dead horse theory? I'm glad I can talk to you about it and introduce you to it, right? Now, the dead horse theory, let me explain it. What it means is when you are riding a dead horse and, a dead horse and you refuse to dismount from it. Yeah, you're riding a dead horse and you just don't get off it, right? And what do you still keep doing? What you keep doing is you keep riding it and you keep trying and you keep, creating a lot of motivation around it. You keep forcing solutions into it, but it doesn't get anywhere because it's a dead horse and you're trying to make a dead horse ride, which is not possible. Thank you, Navi, for acknowledging that. But that's the point. This theory highlights how many people and organizations deny the reality, waste time, waste resources, waste effort in just working and nurturing on ineffective solutions. Like, why? Why would you do that? So, now that you understand the dead horse theory, I want you to detach emotionally from falling prey to such failing initiatives and repurpose yourself to stay relevant, right? Don't stick to the dead horse theory. Dismount from it and repurpose yourself to stay relevant so that your time and energy is better invested. Okay? So I hope that helps. You're going to keep this in mind. Scratch off dead horse theory. The last C is about compounding, which is one brick at a time, like we spoke. You can see how big the towers become, but it did not happen just like that. It's one brick at a time. Every brick is a masterpiece, which means every micro action, okay, is a master action. And it eventually compounds to something large and magnanimous, right? So those 6 C's that we are talking about is where I'm also going to bring in a little bit of a shade of how we are really going to show you the application of it. Like, for example, I spoke about creativity, and we have Navi here with us, who's a renowned author and an innovation scholar who's going to talk about creativity in context of frugality and how being frugal is brilliant. Right? So we are going to actually walk the talk in terms of what the principles we're talking about. So you'll hear more about creativity there. Tomorrow you're going to hear about how compounding actually adds up to something larger, which is going to be led by Vivek Gambhir in his session tomorrow, and that's his topic, how micro actions lead to compounding growth. Right? So those are the kind of sessions which will bring this alive for you. So it's not just talk which ends here. Having said that, so now that we've understood the 6 C's, where we spoke about creativity, we spoke about collaboration, we spoke about combinatorial play, we spoke about compatibility, change management, the dead horse theory, and compounding, right? So with that, hopefully, it set you up to recognize and reflect on how you can power your journey for marketing from here on, and you find these principles useful. But that's not where I stop. I also tell you about how MMA is powering it for you and how MMA continues to remain committed as your ally in your growth journey, right? Let me just bring it alive with a few thoughts. Whilst I know Greg will talk more about it, and in the day you'll hear a lot more about it through our board, but I'll just touch upon a few aspects. So what MMA is doing is, first of all, the MMA India board, which is primarily a very strong leadership powerhouse, is collectively and relentlessly pursuing the growth narrative. And it is central to our strategy and all our priorities for the year. To a point where we've also built on something called a digital maturity assessment framework, which helps you assess your digital maturity levels and guides you on how you can sort of upgrade it to be able to grow effectively. The second initiative which I'd like to throw light on is a powerful community we have, which is called the AI Leadership Council. It is it's one of the largest councils that exists globally when it comes to powering AI for marketing. And we are actively collaborating with the Global Council in India to be able to adopt AI in marketing at scale. And we also have a powerful advisory who works closely with the ALC. So that's yet another way we are trying to drive and remain committed to the growth journey. The third part, which of course Greg is going to tell you a lot about, is our proprietary growth frameworks, which are robust, tested, powerful growth frameworks, which is basically, be it the movable middle growth framework, be it is the personalization community that we have, basically how we are enabling personalization at scale. And a lot more around those frameworks will come your way, and that's what we've been working deeply on. We've been invested, we've done multiple use cases, and you'll hear more about that as well. So as I said, we remain committed to our growth journey, even when it comes to the annual report we are launching tomorrow, which you should not miss out, is yet another dedicated signature piece which focuses on growth, and it's called the CMO's Guide to Growth Hacking. Right? So that has 50+ contributors, and it's an absolute collective when it comes to getting insights on growth hacking. Lastly, you can see that the growth narrative is like so central. We're doing it at a board level. We're doing it through our committees. We're doing it by bringing you global frameworks. We're doing it through the report we're launching. We're doing it at Impact itself. Impact by itself is a growth masterclass coming your way, which is not just happening in India, by the way. It's a narrative we take to the entire region. It's the same narrative which will be championed in Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, China, Philippines, Singapore, everywhere where we run Impact. So it's that larger commitment for us to be able to keep powering your journeys for marketing. So having said that, let me also very quickly touch a little more on why did we come up with this theme, Impact, as powering marketing for growth, right? Whilst we've understood the principles, we'll see those principles in action. What we were very keen to do is focus on a framework which is ACT, Accelerate, Advance, and let it be your guiding principles, right? Which allows you to really apply the frameworks you hear about. It allows you to accelerate your journey by applying a lot of data and technology and marketing science, and of course, continue advancing through plugging growth leaks or through building a culture of innovation, experimentation for sustained growth. Okay, so that's basically what MMA is doing, and we'll continue doing more of. It's this, therefore, at Impact, don't treat it like another event. It's just an extension of the movement that we believe in and are running globally. Okay, so now that I've said all of what I've had to, I think it's time to say thank you to the tribe who made this event possible. That's our lovely partners, our wonderful partners, who, as a collective of growth partners, came together to help us champion this narrative. And I want to do a big shout out to all of them. So Amazon MX Player, Adobe, Google, AppTrove, Single Interface, Teads, all of them, and all our support partners, all our market media partners and event partners. It's essentially them together that made it happen. Can we give them a big round of applause, guys? Louder, please. That helps. And I do also want to make a mention, and I just saw Kushal also walk in. I do want to say a special to our support partners, and specifically IIGC, AdTech, and IAA, the very fact that they work so collaboratively with us and they stand tall with us as a collective force, because we believe that as a body, we need to work with support partners like them to be able to take our narrative, to be able to take our work to a way larger audience. And it's with their support that we're able to do it. And it's with the same belief that they have, which is bringing the ecosystem together. So thank you, IIGC. Thank you, Kushal. I know you're here. And so we look forward to working more closely together. And on that note, before I go, I want to make a very special announcement. And this is just the last 2 minutes with me on stage. But I do want to make this announcement. Whilst I assume you may have seen it outside if you looked at all our, collaterals out there, but I want to tell you that I am delighted to share with you that MMA India now is a 100-member strong community. Let's give ourselves a big round of applause. So we are 100 members strong, and I know a lot of you out here are a part of this power community. And for us, 100 is not a number. It is the 100 most ambitious, the most forward-looking companies, which are signaling a shift, which are wanting to pivot and have a shared mission, and hence are with us to make marketing matter more. So several of you are with us, and cheers to you, cheers to us. Don't forget, there is a very large wall out there which has all the logos of all our members who you could be representing. Take a picture with it, share the love on social media, take the pride in being a part of the first 100 milestone. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Yeah, so that's as exciting as it could be for us. So, having said that, I know that some of you may not be a part of this community. So I urge you to, of course, whilst this is the whole ecosystem where you, as MMA truly believes in bringing the ecosystem together, can I please stay on the earlier slide? Okay, so we have basically, like you'd say, in the community, we have the marketers, tech enablers, agencies, and publishers under one roof, because we believe in bringing the ecosystem together. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes. Okay, so for those who are not yet a part of the community, I urge you to scan the QR code, figure out how you can join us, be a part of the next 100 milestone, and make it count for yourselves. Right? So that is something for you to taken action on. Since you're here with us 2 days, you'll meet a lot of our members, you'll meet our board, and you'll learn so much more about us. So with that piece of good news, I leave you in able hands throughout the day and encourage you to think like Lego builders. You're going to think like Lego builders all of 2 days, right? And keep tweeting, keep posting with hashtag Build for Growth. Will you do that? Hashtag Build for Growth. So I'll see you around. You guys have a lovely day, and welcome once again to Impact.